There's a lot of advice out there that says that if we're just super disciplined and determined, we'll be able to achieve whatever we want in life. But that's not necessarily the case. For today's Saturday debate, I want to explore the question of whether motivation is more about determination or biology. So on the determination front, a lot of it sounds right. You know, if you want something, you've got to point yourself towards that. You know, you need to write down your goals. You need to make sure that you work towards those goals. And most importantly, you need to have a growth mindset. You need to understand that the way things are now aren't the way things always have to be. And just because you haven't got somewhere yet doesn't mean you'll never get there. And whilst part of that is true, when it comes to actually making behavior change, it really doesn't work for a lot of us. This is something that I really came to know on my ADHD journey, but it's not something exclusive to ADHD. Now, if we think about this from a more biological approach, it's really important that we actually have the conditions set up for us to be able to even feel motivated in the first place. So this is the way I see it. Biology is a really big piece of achieving what we want in life. We also need to make sure that we're setting up our environment and systems to support what we want. And we also want to have some self-insight, and that's where things like goals and productivity and growth mindset can come into it, but it's not even the whole picture. Part of self-insight is about having self-compassion, and self-compassion is something that, well, isn't necessarily really supported when we start pushing ourselves too hard. So taking care of ourselves becomes the really big piece for motivation. I like to call this motivational biology. I'd love to know what you think in the comments and whether you think determination or biology matters more. Thanks for watching. Cheers.